Hey there, it's another beautiful day. Let's watch some stuff.
This is the most disturbing proof that our reality might be an illusion, and it's absolutely terrifying. On July 16, 1985, the Clark family vanished without a trace in Detroit. But when the police arrived to investigate, they found something even more unsettling. Their house was there, but officially it had never existed. No records, no blueprints, nothing. The officers entered the house trying to understand what was going on. The interior looked normal, but while reviewing municipal documents, they realized something impossible. That plot of land had never been registered as residential. It was as if the house had appeared out of nowhere. In the backyard, an inexplicable brick cube drew their attention, and inside the bedroom of the daughter, Anna Clark, they found a disturbing note hastily scribbled. "The angles are wrong, but Daddy says we'll fit." Forensics analyzed the cube and discovered that it seemed hollow inside. But when they tried to break it open, hammers and tools simply bounced off. No sound echoed inside, as if it were both hollow and infinite at the same time. Then someone suggested checking the negatives of the crime scene photos. That's when they saw the impossible. In every image, the house appeared distorted, with impossible angles and shadows that shouldn't exist.
All right, so that's a trip because I'm pretty sure that's just a fascinating story, right? But I don't remember selecting that particular clip at all. So that's a little creepy and super cool at the same time because weird stuff. But yeah, I don't know how that got here. And now we've all seen it. I'm a little freaked out.
What if I told you some of the craziest conspiracy theories weren't theories at all? The government spying on us through our phones? People used to laugh at that until Edward Snowden proposed PRISM, a mass surveillance program tracking calls, texts, and emails. Area 51? For years, it was labeled a wild hoax until the CIA officially admitted it's real and involved in top secret aviation projects. And now we're seeing whispers of AI making decisions on its own. Like the drone that chose to attack without human approval. Sounds like science fiction, right? But what if it's not? What if today's crazy theories, AI rebellion, digital control, hidden tech, are tomorrow's breaking news? History proves one thing. The truth comes out. The question is, are you ready for it? In spite of the stigma, always chase the truth and follow for more.
Constantly chasing the truth. And a lot of the most outlandish things have turned out to be reality. I remember recently when ChatGPT was supposed to shut itself down. It's like, yeah, okay, I'm shutting me down. And then it did not. That's weird, right? But when he was talking about PRISM, it made me think of that, what was it, the continuing resolution, the stopgap bill, right? That happened a while ago, not the most recent one, the one before that, where they put all those monies in there for the military to spy on us regarding those drones. Why aren't we talking about that anymore? I'm gonna have to look into that because we figured out what the drones were, and we knew what the drones were. Yet we gave all this money to the military to spy on people around airports.
KFC released this commercial, and it's probably the weirdest, maybe the most disturbing commercial I have ever seen. This commercial starts with this dude walking around the woods, and he makes eye contact with this chicken, and this is where things start to get really weird. This girl starts coming in and takes him to this cult-like ritual that's going on where they gather around, come down from the trees, and they raise him up in the air. After this, everyone just runs away, and then this massive egg comes, and it looks like they're worshiping this golden egg, you know. And then eventually the girl walks this man to the lake, which is actually gravy because the commercial is called All Hail Gravy. He grabs this man, puts him inside the gravy until he can no longer breathe. You can see the bubbles stop, so he's clearly unalived. She pulls him back up, and he's a fried piece of whatever the heck. They call it chicken. I mean, call it truth in plain sight. Call this just a joke. Call it clickbait. This is weird.
A lot of people are saying that this is like full Soylent Green type stuff, and KFC is feeding us people. But I think they did a full Nutter Butter. Remember when Nutter Butter just went off the frickin' rails and they're all putting out all their weird stuff? I think maybe KFC took a page out of their playbook and is trying some, strange advertising to get attention, and it seems to be working.
Well, I guess we're doing all of the greatest hits myths today. So a lot of people will point to this picture of the school book depository immediately after the assassination and point to this guy that's right behind my shoulder over here and say that that's George H.W. Bush Sr. It's not. Yes, I will admit that the man in the photo has a passing resemblance to George H.W. Bush, but it's not him. And the reason that we know it's not him is because of this document behind my head. So let me get out of the way and show you that close up. Okay, feel free to take a good look at this picture. The little red circles even point out the similarity in the way he's got his hands in his pockets. Okay. At 1:45 p.m. on November 22nd, George H.W. Bush was in Tyler, Texas. And the way that we know this is he made a long-distance phone call to the Secret Service, and that's what this document shows.
I am so out of the loop. I didn't even know that there was a theory that that was George H.W. Bush in the image. Well, apparently it is not, because we just disproved that, but I didn't even know. So now I know. And if you didn't know, now you know too.
The city of Los Angeles gave $17 million to a homeless nonprofit in Venice, California to house exactly 0 people. So back in December of 2020, the city of LA purchased this Ramada Inn in Venice, California in order to turn it into a homeless shelter. And here is that paperwork: Ramada Inn Marina Homeless Shelter, address 3130 Washington Boulevard, Venice, California. The details of that deal: LA City Council authorized funds to purchase the 33-room Ramada Inn for $10 million, which was then sold to Path for $1. That's not a bad deal for PATH, which is a homeless nonprofit. It stands for People Assisting the Homeless. This is their website. You can join the movement, whatever that means. Anyway, the CEO of PATH is Jennifer Hart Dietz. Here she is with our esteemed Governor Gavin Newsom, looking like they're up to some serious business. One of them being this former Ramada Inn project that we're talking about, $17 million for 33 units. And here's how that's going. Quote, despite significant funding, the former Ramada Inn has remained empty since October 2022, contradicting earlier reports of occupancy. The total investment in the project exceeds $17 million, with $4.8 million earmarked for renovations, averaging $515,000 per unit. And speaking of costs, the annual taxpayer-subsidized salary of Jennifer Hart Dietz is $379,000 a year. And this is according to PATH's most recent IRS 990 form. And PATH tells us that the PATH Villas opening has been delayed until first quarter of 2025 due to repeated corrections needed for building and safety permits. Although boots on the ground reporting from a homeless advocate named Roofless tells us that the opening has been, quote, delayed indefinitely. Super. Follow me if you want to help me track down and uncover the who and where the missing $24 billion of homeless funding has gone to.
The money is gone. It always has been. They're not trying to do anything, and then they're going to shut the project down, and then all these millions of dollars will just be in the pockets of bureaucrats and Mr. Gavin Newsom himself. It's disgusting. It's disgusting.
TikTok won't even let me make this video. I tried and I said a couple of these words and the audio was gone. It was silent. So the only requested redaction was of this word from these files. Yeah, like he points out, let's release all the files, but omit everything about that place. And yeah, as he points out, they wanted those. And he didn't want those.
I thought that was very suspicious as well until last night when I caught up with some of the posts on Sam Fisher's page, and he had this to say.
Don't do what many people are doing and just searching for Israel on every document. Just the term Israel or Israeli or Jew. It's not the way to go. At least read the paragraph above it first, as many people haven't done, I've noticed. Also, just because they've blanked out or blacked out Israel or Israeli intelligence on a document doesn't automatically implicate them either. Joint operations to do with intelligence, they have to follow the rules of both nations' intelligence services. And if Israel always blacks out their intelligence, we have to do it as well. Most of this went through a guy called, I've forgotten his name, Summer Angleton, who was the CIA desk chief for all documents went through. Documents that were being farmed out to other entities such as the FBI or everywhere else. And even states in them, even states in those. Everything needs to go through him with the right redactions. Not because it implicates anyone. Again, standard protocol, standard procedure. People need to get a grip. This thirst and this need to have Israel as the bogeyman, like I said, is wrong. It's an emotional trigger, which should be a first sign that you need to look beyond that. Something with that high level of emotionality behind it is a massive indicator of a psyop. Have you been steered in that direction?
This whole post was actually like 12 to 13 minutes, and it is incredible. Sam is always spitting all kinds of facts and making my brain do things that it doesn't normally do, but he's not wrong. There's a lot of emotion there, and we are turning it into, oh, it's got to be the bad guy, when it was just standard protocol because the United States government or the FBI was working with the Israeli, whoever it was. And that is their standard protocol. So all protocols of all organizations must be followed, hence blacking out of that information. But we're turning it into something completely different because that's what our emotions want. We want the bad guy. I'm going to include the link to his entire post, and I suggest you check it out and look through some of his other stuff. It's pretty good.
A California high school has the well-nigh perfect answer to the president's call for physical fitness. Stan Laprati, physical education director at La Sierra High School, has developed a program that assures every student of physical excellence. Exercise on the grip swing puts muscles on the least athletic. Extension push-ups are among the toughest of the drills. As an incentive to excel, the color of the shorts the boys wear is determined by their ratings on performance charts. Some requirements for top ratings are stricter than for Annapolis plebes. A lad who has mastered the pegboard will find a military obstacle course a snap. 200 schools across the country have adopted La Sierra's program of 15-minute daily competitive exercise. On a hot day, they wet down the wrestling mats for sliding. The boys at La Sierra are learning that it's not only good sense to get toughened up, it's fun.
Why don't we do stuff like that anymore? Did you notice that it was just the boys doing that? And now girls are in PE, and now PE is a joke. In high schools, it really is. There's no competitiveness. Everybody gets a participation trophy. We've gone soft. We've gone soft.
Ben, can you see me in the mirror?
Yeah, I can see you perfectly.
I'm sorry, how is that possible?
Because it's reflecting you.
But it's not the
me!
All right, calm down.
I don't understand. I don't.
Well, go really close. How does it know that?
What do you mean?
How does it know?
How can it see me? My face is covered by a towel.
That is so.
I'm not even being like, this is weird Matrix shiz. How can the mirror see me? How can it know I'm doing anything? How does it know?
I actually don't know. Please, somebody explain this.
Explain it!
Please explain. I've seen videos where this happens, but I don't understand. I actually don't understand this.
How can it see me?
So, well, think about it.
I am not
No, wait.
mirror.
Think about it, right? How on earth can that sit? That is not possible.
Freaking me out.
Okay, yeah.
I feel like I'm in like a weird, different world.
Dude, I feel you. I mean, she's a little over dramatic about it, but I totally feel right about the same way. That stuff doesn't brain inside of my brain. It's been explained to me multiple times, but there are some things that just don't do the clicky thing in there and make sense. And that's definitely one of them. I don't get it.
I haven't done one of these in a minute. Does anyone know what this huge line shadow is? Oh, I wonder what it is. That's the Earth's hairline. I think that's the y-axis. Here's a diagram if it helps. Line. Same. My bad, guys. I'll put it away. That's the crease. So at night, the flat earth can be folded in half and we can all go to sleep. That's my last nerve stretched to capacity. You're stupid. If you squint really hard, you can see Johnny Cash walking on it. Because he walks the line. That's the thin line between love and hate. As a graduate of TikTok University, I can tell you that is in fact the line in the globe where they glued the two pieces together. This helped. It did. Oh, stupid. It can't be the equator. That line is dotted. I love it.
I saw so many videos of that line, and I never really gave him too much time, and that was absolutely perfect. Totally had me cracking up. I thought we needed a little bit of levity before we go into part 5. I think it's part 5 of the thing that we've been watching. And yeah, I'm hoping he's going to talk about some alien abductions, because that's what I've been waiting for. Here we go.
The first contact, we had gone out into some fields we had all the family there. It was a big gathering, all the cousins, and we were on a family picnic. And we went up there we went out to this huge field where the picnic area was, and it was very high grass and acorn trees everywhere, chestnut trees, and we went out to play hide and go seek. Because the grass was tall, a lot of us would just lay down on the grass and we would just hang out. Well, that's what I did, and it was, mid-afternoon. I don't know the exact time because, children don't pay attention to that. But when I came back and I realized that I was on the ground, it was nighttime. But what had happened was I had fallen asleep, and the next thing I remember is I am on this table, and there are two gentlemen standing on either side of me, Visayas and Mornay. Now what's interesting is that I had an absolute instant recognition of who they were. And I cannot explain it, other than it was a soul connection. But when you meet somebody, you just know them. It was one of those. And they were very, very sensitive. They were very warm. They were very friendly. I didn't feel a moment of fear whatsoever. And I remember them helping me sit up, and I'm just looking, and I'm, where am I? And Visaya said, well, you are with us. And I said, well, where's that? And he said, well, you are aboard our craft. We have come back to visit you. And at that point, monitors, the walls were just like this, right here. Okay, but round, circular. There was a light in the room that I simply don't know where it came from, because there were no light fixtures whatsoever. The table was just some kind of a metal table with a pad on it, except it was a different type of metal. And all of a sudden, monitors start popping out from the walls, like out of nowhere. turns out that this is their holographic technology, all this instrumentation. And all of these things were showing me pictures and of things of going on that were going on inside my body. At one point, Visayas reached under the table, pulled out something which looked like a little yarmulke. It was metallic that had a hole in the center. He placed it on my head, and instantly a monitor directly in front of me pulled out of the wall and started showing me scenes, like movie clips, except they were scenes from lifetimes. And as I'm watching this, I am having a profound emotional effect watching this. And I know that that's me. I knew that the past lives that they were showing me were me. And it was me in completely different bodies, extraterrestrial bodies, different life forms, male, female, androgynous, and it was me. And I knew it was me. Ladies and gentlemen, it was profound. It was absolutely profound. They told me that they had come back to visit because genetically, or on a soul level, I was part of them. That I had come here 62,000 years ago as an outpost on Earth and got caught between a skirmish between two other rival extraterrestrial races here, and I was killed. So I had been here for a while, trying to evolve out of this. Or I made choices to be here. I don't exactly know that. Now I know I can't prove any of this to you, but it's real for me. It's totally real for me. And I share that with you because as you're exercising discernment, those of you who are here just exploring, trying to figure it out, you are soul first. Okay, the physicality is the last part of you. You are soul first. And the soul is far wiser than the body will ever be. And I know that. Okay, so that this was very real and is real for me. On December in 1993, a color sound frequency started emanating from all the black holes in the known universe. It's happening on all the levels. This is the Andromedan perspective. This color sound frequency was creating a brand new holographic template over the entire density mass of our universe. Now, apparently, within that holograph, there were conscious beings. The A's do not know who they are, but those that they're talking to, their mentors from higher evolutions or higher densities, have said that they have the ability to be at their level, this 12th density, and look directly down through all the densities. That they have this ability. It is said that this template is literally pulling all of the dimensions up to another higher frequency. And what we're going through here with shifts, with new dimensional shifts, with higher frequencies, with expanded consciousness, so are the other extraterrestrial races. They're going through the exact same thing as we are, but it's different for them. Okay, they're a much more aware consciousness. They probably have not suppressed any of the technology from their people, so they know what's happening. And they are all moving together because of the law of consistency. They are all moving together. They all have the same similar goal, and that's of evolution, okay? Spiritual evolution, and moving together as a race, as a family. They're coming back here to try to help mentor us for that because of who we are, whether we're Patal or not. Okay, we are genetic royalty. I have absolutely no doubt about that.
Oh, that certainly
And that-
got interesting. I wonder if he's alluding to something that was supposed to happen in 2012 because this was in 2002. And as we all know, nothing happened in 2012. Maybe something was supposed to happen and then there was a helicopter crash and Cest got injured for whatever reason. Just like they're saying happened at the helicopter crash this year, that it was that alien guy that was supposed to do stuff with the Galactic Federation with our planet and now it's not going to happen. I wonder if he's alluding to something like that. It's supposed to happen in 2012, which didn't happen. I don't know. Let me know what you think. I'm curious to see how this all comes together, and we'll catch the next part on Friday. For now, I'm going to call it for today. Thank you so much for sharing your time with me. Please come on back in a couple of days. We're going to watch some new stuff. I'll say different things, and it's going to be fantastic. Until then, have a wonderful day. Well, that certainly got interesting. I wonder if he's alluding to the whole thing that was supposed to happen in 2012, because he did mention it a couple times and obviously nothing happened. But I wonder if he's saying that's not right. Premonitioning? I can't do the words.